All right, here we go. Streets and Scholars, Alex Alonso and Six Hunnet here to bring you guys another banger. FG is out this week, but I brought in Six Hunnet so we could chop it up about all the topics you guys want to hear about. But before we start, I just want to remind everybody that we're on all podcast platforms. If you're watching the video, that's great. But if you want to hear the entire episode, go visit the Apple Podcast platform, Spotify, Google, or iHeart, or any of your favorite podcast platforms, and you can hear this entire episode. But for right now, what's been going on with Six Hunnet?
Man, I really been chilling, man. Basically, I had a YouTube channel for like, I don't know, 4 years now.
Bring that mic a little bit closer.
I probably had this YouTube channel for like 4 years now.
Okay.
But just a few interactions, a few contents just kind of just took me up on the radar, everybody, you know what I mean? And it just kind of came out of nowhere, really.
Yeah, man, because I first tapped in with you this year, 2023. Everybody was sending me these links, 600, 600. Yeah. I'm like, who's this guy? 600. Then I was tapping in with Spider, 600. So, yeah, man, I've been checking you out, and you definitely be, I guess you can say, if they gave an award for new content creator of the year that just hit the scene with a splash, I think they'd give it to you. It's not necessarily based on like views or subscribers, but the presence that you've just made in this short year.
Right. Well, I mean, shit, that's something. I really wasn't expecting it, but that's usually how I do though. I go all out with something. Usually what I do, I go all in with it, so I've been just dropping nonstop videos. Like, fuck it, how I play out, I play out, But I ain't really doing nothing different. I think when a certain amount of people see you or certain people see you, it kind of just take wind on its own. But I've been dropping, I had probably 600-700 videos before you heard of me, I think my last 100 or two probably just came. But like I said, I'm a pro boxer, man. I've been doing this shit for a while. It's just that for some reason, people, what they call poker the bear. And I'm at them. That's just how I go. And that's just how I roll.
Well, let's start off with this boxing stuff because I'm interested in finding out, when did you get into boxing and when did you start taking it serious?
I always wanted to be a boxer. I'm a fan of boxing. I've been in a boxing gym a few times over the years, hit the bag, probably hit some mitts, but not really nothing serious, never nothing sparring. When I was done with the street life in 2016, well, the end of 2015, I said I'm done with it. And I said in 2016, I was going to be a professional boxer. So 2016, I turned pro, had my first pro fight. I probably sparred, maybe a sparring is when you go in the ring and practice with someone. I probably had like 2 rounds of that ever before my first pro fight. No amateur fights, no trainer, no promoter, no manager. Fuck it, let's go. Because the street shit is over with. I'm done with it. I retire. And I'm going to go test my hand in this boxing. And that was 2016. I went cold turkey with all the street stuff. And a little bit about me, I was at the peak of my career with the drugs, the street shit, the name, the money, and everything. And I just walked away like, you know what, this is it. I'm either going to be in jail or dead if I keep doing this shit, man. I'm cool. What's up with the boxing? I looked into it. Moved my family to Vegas. I'm all in with the boxing.
So what made you go into boxing? What was you must have had a previous interest or some previous experience to want to start boxing professionally?
Nah, I never really had no experience. So it's just something I wanted to do. And I'm 32 years old. I took a couple losses, big losses, a couple $100,000 losses, different times within 6 months. And I'm like, man, I got to do this boxing thing with a little bit of money I got left. Fuck it.
Did you get robbed or something?
Yes and no. Not robbed like, give me this, but somebody ran off with $100,000. And then the police took $100,000 from me within 30 days. And that was it. I said, shit, I can't do it. I don't know if I'm hot. I don't know what's going on. I'm going to have to kill somebody. I'm going to be in jail. That's it. The money I got, I moved to Vegas, packed it up. And I said, if I'm going to do this shit, I want to be with the best. I want to be a Mayweather. Vegas is like the fight capital. Where Roger Mayweather at in Mayweather? I go link up with Roger Mayweather. He going to be my trainer. It's my first real trainer. And, rest in peace to him. he was kind of like getting towards the end, of his training. And, we just wasn't seeing eye to eye. So I said, man, I got to go. Next best thing was Floyd Mayweather Sr. for his daddy. Went to him. We trained. I said, listen, man, I'm 32 years old. Do I got it? Do I have the potential? Am I too old for this? Because I can go back doing what I was doing. He was like, oh, let's check it out. He's like, nah, you 32 years old, man. You can box till you in your 40s, man. You're heavyweight and you ain't got no damage. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, all right, let's get it. I'm all in, man. He said, what I got to do? Meet me here tomorrow. Come to my house and let's go around. Let's go do this, that, and the other. And that's where I started. I just start, how we get the pro fight? You got to pay your way. You got to pay to get on the show. You got to pay the promoter. You got to pay for your own travel. You got to pay a trainer. I was the first person to take Floyd Mayweather Sr. to Mexico. I took him out there with me. And that was my trainer, and I just ran my record up.
So what did the guys that you was functioning with in the streets say when you packed up and moved to Vegas? You just kind of got up and left, kind of spontaneously.
Yeah. I mean, I was already doing my own thing by, making my money how I was making it. So I wasn't like I was, pulling drive-bys and shooting people the day before I left. I was already, hustling out of town already somewhere. So, when I say the street life, I'm just talking about just all the hustling, all the illegal activity, period. It's over with, I went from making, some nice money to spending money, you know what I'm saying? So, but the hustler's gonna always survive. We're gonna always make our way back somehow, some way. So, I hustled the boxing game, you know what I'm saying? I made, all the legit money. The main reason why I was doing it, because I'm like, in my mind, I still want to go back and hustle some point. And I've lost so much money to law enforcement from not proving how I got this money. And I said, nah, once I get a big check, 100,000, police can't take this from me. You know what I'm saying? So that was one of my main reasons, just to get some legit money. You know what I'm saying? Just so I can have money in my bank account, just so I can have cash. And where you get this money from? Prove it. You know what I'm saying? I actually had to sign over waivers to forfeit money, large sums of money, because I couldn't prove where I got it from, legit.
So you was able to escape getting any sort of tax charges or any sort of criminal charges because of that?
Yeah. They dropped your charges. So one of my first drug cases was I got caught for possession of marijuana and possession for sales. They said if you sign over this waiver for this $10,000 cash you got, we'll drop the possession for sales and just give you possession for marijuana. And I got a marijuana card. That's nothing. I said absolutely, take it. You know what I'm saying? So that was the main reason right there too, though. Like I said, just hustling, being in the streets, not really having, the business and economical type, people around you to show you how to do things. I was all on my own. And even from the hustling, I was hustling on my own. Like nobody never really showed me the game and told me how to do this. I just trial and error and did it all myself. You know what I'm saying? $1 million plugs, you know what I'm saying, all over. You know what I'm saying, by myself. You know what I'm saying? I grew to that stage by myself. So, and I just had to learn the hard way. So luckily, I chose boxing. And I'm very happy, and where I'm at right now. I'm very happy with the decision I made.
So tell me about that first fight that you, the first official fight you had. How'd you fare in that fight? Because you saying you didn't have any amateur experience and not too many rounds under your belt.
Yeah. So my first fight, man, I almost lost the fight. So how you play football and basketball. You shake hands, everyone's cool, blah 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 blah. And I'm like, I got to pay for the opponent's fees that he wants for the fight. I got to pay for his room, his travel, blah, 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 blah. So I meet the guy. I'm like, oh, okay, this is cool. I don't know if it's a sparring session or not. So we're going to just go in here, and I'm just in there like, okay, whatever, right? And dude just boom, boom, like clip me on the chin a little bit. Damn it, knocked me out. I'm like, oh, this shit is real. Like, I got to fight. Mind you, I ain't really got no experience. So I was like, man, fuck this boxing shit. I just roughed him up and dropped him. First round knockout. Like, okay, cool. I'm not about to be in here playing no more. This is some real shit. I'll fuck off my career before it start. You know what I mean? So I told the promoter who I met, hey man, I thought this was like some cool shit. We in Mexico, dude, small. He was smiling and took pictures. I thought he was like gonna take a punch and fall or something. You know what I'm saying? He's like, shit, at least I know you got a chin. I'm like, damn, this shit's real. So, you can't play games of boxing. Like I said, I never even had an amateur fight. I never been in the ring before. You know what I'm saying? So ain't no playing. You learn that in sparring too. The motherfuckers, it's a real fight. Sparring is a real fight. So, and mind you, I had 2 rounds of sparring with someone who was basically just in there while I got my hands up. I have no experience. I got street experience. I got the heart, obviously, and I know how to street fight, but boxing is a whole nother ball game, You think you're the biggest, baddest street fighter, and you fight someone who look like he's a kindergarten teacher and whoop you out bad, you know. So that was my experience, you know what I'm saying? I just kind of like turned it up a notch every one, you know, just kept going, kept building my record up, kept building my record up. So I got a nice fat payday. And that's what I did.
So after that first fight, after you dropped the dude, I guess your confidence built up and you was like, give me opponent number 2.
Yeah, it was a little bit of confidence. Like I said, I had to take it serious at that point. So right when I got that fight, that's when I actually made the move to Vegas. And I started training with, you know, trainers and boxers and some of the, I done been in the ring with some of the best heavyweights in the world, you know what I'm saying, at the time. So I'm getting on the job experience, you know what I'm saying, as I'm going along, you know, I'm actually learning the sport, getting more and more experience as I'm going. So yeah, my confidence is building as I'm going, you know.
So you're learning on the job as well.
Yeah.
So what did you, other than realizing this was real in that first fight, in terms of like technical stuff, what did you learn in terms of the technical stuff in that very first fight?
I didn't really learn nothing. It was just, I didn't really learn nothing technical. I mean, it was a first round knockout. You know, I think it was like a 2-minute fight. You know, I really didn't learn nothing. I was learning more in the gym. And I was always going to learn. I knew that coming into it, I'm going to learn more in the gym. I'm going to have more rounds and more experience in the gym. Actually higher skilled fighters and harder competition in the gym than I will in a real fight. And that's really how I be.
Now, as a heavyweight, do you look at the weight of your opponent and make sure that it's kind of in line with you? Because in heavyweight division, there is no cutoff. You could be 200 pounds, you could be 260.
Yeah.
And I think it's a little unfair that you could be I think 195 as a heavyweight.
200.
200. Okay, so a 200-pound guy can be in there fighting a 250-pound guy.
You could be in there fighting a 300-pound guy.
A 300-pound guy. So at some point, it is a little unfair for certain heavyweights when you're fighting other heavyweights.
Well, as a heavyweight, it's not unfair. That's what makes the heavyweights different. That's what makes the heavyweight the king. Because as a heavyweight, you can literally say, I can beat any man on the planet. I can beat anybody, fuck the weight. So as a heavyweight, you know, you inherit that.
Yeah, but every other weight division is separated by like 10 pounds, 8 pounds, 9 pounds.
Yeah, but them other divisions are grown men.
Yeah, but let's say middleweight is 160. Why not have a division that's like 160 to 180? But nah, it's 160, it's 168, I think it's 175.
Well, this is the thing. I really can't speak for those guys because I'll fight anybody, any size, any weight. That's the difference between a heavyweight. We don't have no limit. If you 100 pounds bigger than me, let's fight.
Like today, Tyson would not have the same amount of success fighting the size fighters that exist today in the heavyweight division. Because when Tyson fought...
I don't think he had that much success from the start anyway.
Well, however you want to judge his success, he rarely ever fought a fighter heavier than 240. Yeah. Now, majority of the heavyweights are over 240.
Yeah.
So how would that look like a guy that's 217, 215 in his prime, fighting dudes that are 250, 260, 270? It would be a different Tyson.
Yeah. I mean, he had a different type of skill, man. You know, he was...
So you don't seem to be a fan of Tyson, but based on that comment.
I am a fan of Tyson. He's my favorite boxer.
Oh, okay. But you just said he wasn't really that successful.
I call a spade a spade. No, he's definitely successful as a boxer and all that stuff. When I say successful, you know, and, you know, I just don't think that he beat the right people. You know, I think that all his losses were to the right people.
Yeah, but he lost 3 years of his prime to the penitentiary system. So you got to calculate the impact, the negative impact that being gone from 1992 to 1995 when this guy was a beast.
Like I said, he's my favorite fighter. I just think that when he fought the good people, he lost to the good people.
Yeah, but every person he lost to, all the good people he lost to, Holyfield, Lennox Lewis, that was after he took the 3-year loss in the penitentiary, and I don't think he ever really truly recovered from that. So you're getting a subpar Tyson.
He didn't recover. He was in tip-top shape when he got out of jail.
Yeah, but how, if you don't box
better when he got out.
But never. No, I don't think so. Never in anyone's career you don't box professionally for 3 years, and then how do you come back when you're not in the ring for 3 years?
Well, if you train in the school, and he'll tell you. I've seen some of his interviews. You get better as you get older because you get wider, you get wiser. You know what I'm saying? Boxing is about smarts. I think if you watch his fight when he got out of jail, when he fought against McNeely, he was probably in the best shape I've seen him in.
Yeah, he probably was in great shape, but I'm saying losing 3 years definitely has a mental and physical impact. And you notice near the end of his career, he started putting on a little weight. He was coming in at 230.
Yeah. But I'm talking about when he was fresh out, he was nice.
All right. Before we move on to the topic, I wanted to ask about your relationship with Freeway Ricky Ross, because I remember I bumped into Freeway Ricky Ross a couple years ago at Earl's Grill on Crenshaw, and no, they're not the sponsor of the podcast. And he told me he was getting into boxing, and I was like, oh, okay. In terms of managing fighters, and him being from LA, you being from LA, I'm assuming at some point you guys' paths have crossed in this boxing thing.
Shout out Freeway Rick. He's my first boxing manager.
Is that right?
And if it wasn't for Freeway Rick, we probably wouldn't be sitting here talking about boxing.
Is that right?
He played a pivotal point in my career. It was my manager, my sponsor at one point. And I really want to give a shout out to him because I haven't really given him his just due. I haven't really given him his credit, for the success I've had. He gave me a lot of game. I got the same number. I know he got the same number. So shout out Freeway Rick.
So you guys aren't talking right now, the way that you just said that.
Not as if we into it. It's just that I just ain't called him. He probably like, man, I got the same number. You ain't called me. So that's why I'm saying that, because I really feel like I ain't been reaching out to him and communicate with him with future things I got going on and stuff like that. So I want to really give him that shout out and give him his credit and give him some love, while I'm on here, while I can,
What is it that, how did Freeway Rick know so much about the boxing game when he was an outsider at some point? He found his way into it, and you're saying that he gave you so much game. How did he get the game that he gave you?
Well, he got me a lot of game on life, a lot of game just on hustling and just about being out here and some things that we can kind of relate on. As far as the boxing, I believe when I signed with him, he was just getting into boxing. So I probably showed him a few things as he showed me a few things, Like I say, he just played a pivotal point in, me getting a career, me financing some things. 'Cause like I said, I wasn't hustling no more. So I needed some financial help, while I'm boxing. Like I say, I'm cold turkey. And, he helped me out, and he was there when I needed. Like I say, he actually funded a few fights, with me coming up.
Oh, okay, man, that's cool. Shout out to Freeway Ricky Ross. I did one of his first interviews. That had to be when he first got out of prison, 2010, I believe. And I've been rocking with him ever since, and he's been popping up all over the internet. This dude has been doing it big. So in terms of the game he gave you, you guys must have had a little bit of a common background, because he was the drug kingpin of all kingpins at some point back in the 80s when you was walking around in diapers.
Yeah. I definitely knew who he was. But like I say, when I met him, I was already out the game, and I think he was out of prison, so he was out the game. So, I didn't even really want to talk about no type of stuff like that, because I'm like squeaky clean. Like at that point, it's like, I don't want to hear about nothing, and he don't know me, so let's just keep it boxing. Like we never even had no conversations about none of his history or my history.
Oh, y'all never talked about the hustling game?
Nah, we ain't never talked about it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
We ain't never talked about it.
So did some of the game you got from Rick Ross help you with when you decided to start managing Crip Mac and start guiding his career?
Yeah, kind of, sort of. I took the same approach he took. Basically, like I say, when I met him, I had some things I needed, and he gave me what I needed and let me kind of just do me. That's kind of hand with management, with the artists. Shout out Compton TG, free Compton TG. He's the first artist I signed, the rapper.
The Compton TG from Atlantic Drive?
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know he was locked up.
Yeah. He should be home soon, man. He got some time, and he took his pled guilty before it went to trial and all that stuff, and got some enhancements knocked off, so he should be home pretty soon. Yeah, so kind of like I kind of just signed them, what I'm saying, and gave them my resources and kind of just stepped back and let them do them. Not like, oh, I'm the manager, I'm gonna do this, let's do this. I can have my recommendations, but you your own artist, you your own dude, let's just do what you do. Now with a boxer, I just signed a boxer too, DeAndre Savage. He's 5-0, 5 knockouts, undefeated heavyweight from Flint, Michigan. I kind of did to him what Rick Freeway did to me, got him started, funded a few things he needed. And now, I had the more experience in boxing and the management from managing myself. So I was able to kind of show him the ropes and do him like that instead of just letting him do him. I just signed X4, shout out X4 to Mac Lord. He from 40s, the hottest thing in LA. And with him, same thing. He's more in the music than me. So I kind of just, let him do him, and whatever he need, whatever resources I got, we're going to bring it together and make it happen. Okay, now, you want to talk about Crip Mac?
Well, before we talk about Crip Mac, real quick in terms of, what was I going to ask you about Compton TG? Because I first learned about Compton TG dude was spitting fire bars on Instagram every week.
TG Tuesdays.
And yeah, TG Tuesdays. He was in fact, I have an interview with him that I never posted. That I must have shot that interview 4 or 5 years ago.
Okay.
I might actually post that now. But I noticed he spit some fire bars, but I never really heard any songs come out of TG. Did he ever put out any like an album or a mixtape with complete songs?
Yeah, he got a crazy catalog. Like I said, he independent, underground. So we was just putting something together for him to do something real big. You know, had a few project deals and stuff like that. Got him some money, and he caught a case. So if you're not really into the underground LA hip hop stuff like that, you probably didn't hear none of his songs. Like I said, he didn't go to radio yet, but he definitely, captured the ears of the Southern California and the West Coast for sure.
Now you mentioned X-Fo from 40s. I just dropped an interview with S-Bone, and I had asked him who are the hottest rappers from the 40s.
The hottest rapper out the 40s, no lie, the hottest rapper, I would say Baby Runner.
All right, so
Baby Runner, AD, and Super Low, and No Sense, which is H-Crown brother. Okay. And my homie Blue Nose, my bad, the homie Blue Nose too. He from a whole nother state, but we got a few homies that's doing their shit, man. But Baby Runner, Super Low, AD, and No Sense, guaranteed, easy call right now.
AD's the only one I don't know out of that group you just
Tiny AD, the homie X-Fo, yeah.
And I don't think he mentioned X-Fo. Nah, I have to double check that. He did mention Baby Runner.
Okay.
He mentioned about 4 or 5 guys, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong on that. We'll fact check that.
They got a few over there.
Yeah. So we'll talk about that we'll talk about S-Bone in a minute, but yeah, let's move into your management now role. Oh, real quick, before we leave the transition out of the boxing, how many fights did you end up having, and are you done actually taking on professional fights, and you're going to move more into managing boxers?
I got 22 professional fights, 20 wins, 20 wins by knockout, 1 loss and 1 draw. And no, I ain't done. I'll be in Dubai next week training. I took, damn near the whole summer just out here chilling, enjoying my life, with my daughter, enjoying life. And yeah, I'm back. I'm back in camp next week.
And you're also managing boxers.
Yeah.
Okay.
So DeAndre Savage is crazy because everybody I was managing at one point, they was all incarcerated. He just got out. He'll be fighting next month in October with me in Dubai. Look out for him. He was incarcerated. I did a video. I said, man, everybody I signed to is locked up. TG, Crip Mac, and Savage.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we waiting on TG. But, yeah, so that's what I'm doing in boxing, man. I'm still a professional boxer, 8-time WBA, 12-time IBF, you know what I'm saying, USBA. So, I done, touched the whole world scene in boxing, too.
Well, most people don't even know those initials to the governing bodies. What is it? The WBA, the WBC, the IBF, and then sometime
WBO.
The WBO became a legitimate
sanctioning body.
Yeah. So it's technically there's 4 major ones, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So you're doing now what at least Freeway Rick was doing when I chopped it up with him a couple of years ago at that Earl's Grill. He even asked me, he was like, yeah, I'm looking for boxers. I want to manage boxers. If you know of any boxers, just let me know. So that's what you're doing now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I wonder how he'd feel about it now that you're doing exactly what he been doing.
Well, he's one of the GOATs, so he should feel, he should feel happy that someone trying to be like him.
You were inspired to a certain degree.
Yeah, I'm inspired by him. I'm inspired by anybody that comes from South Central LA and makes some legit money, make a lot of money, make headlines without, getting shot and going to jail and, dying. So, he's out of jail, he's alive, and he made a lot of money, and he's doing it legitimate. And that was always my goal, to be legit, I could made millions of dollars without being legit, and lost millions of dollars because I wasn't legit. And my goal was to just become legit, So but going back to Freeway, he helped me to use that mentality in a legit field, I went with him one day to we had a conversation. He went to Vlad. I went with him. He did a Vlad interview.
Oh God.
And I never did a Vlad interview, but it was just met him, and then we were just talking one time. We was waiting. He was like, "Yeah, it's the same thing, man. If you're a hustler, you're a hustler, man." You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. We never even had no conversation about no illegal activity. I never asked him about the past and told him about my past. It was just strictly boxing, and because I don't know if well, a lot of people don't know me. A lot of people do know me. I'm like an all or nothing type person. If I'm cold turkey, I don't want to hear nothing about nothing illegal. If I'm on some bullshit, I'm on some bullshit. But you know, when I take that stuff serious. This is why I'm made it to 39 years old and I ain't got no felonies. I got a legit firearm. You know what I'm saying? And I can do regular stuff because if I'm all in on something, I'm all in.
Okay. So when are we going to hear from DeAndre Savage? What's the current status on him?
He's fighting in October in Dubai.
Are you going to be there? Do you have
I'll
to
be there.
You'll be there too?
I'll be there.
Okay. All right. We'll tap in back and find out. How many fights does he have right now?
He has 5. This will be a 6 pro fight.
He's 5-0, and this will be a 6-1.
Well, if you look him up, it says he's 4-0, 4 knockouts. His 5th fight, it was a knockout. They ruled it a no contest because they're saying my guy knocked him out. He was out cold. Well, okay, it's a knockout. What's going on? They say when he knocked him out, the guy twisted his knee. I ain't got time to be going back. We was like 2 hours deep in Mexico, challenging the commission. Hey, bro, this needs to be challenged. This needs to be switched to a TKO. They ruled it a no contest because the guy said he hurt his knee on the way down. The fight is over with. Dude's laid out on the mat from a punch to the chin, whatever. So, yeah, he's got 5 professional fights, but he's 4-0, 4 knockouts.
Okay. So then, in addition to managing DeAndre Savage, you got these rappers, and of course, everybody wants to hear about probably the most famous Crip in the world. I don't even think that's an exaggeration.
I gave him that name.
Is that right?
I say he's the most famous Crip in the world.
I don't know how he became the most famous Crip in the world. I said this in another interview. I forget who was I chopping it up with. I was chopping it up with ODM Slim, and I just said I still don't understand the sensation behind Crip Mac. Yeah, it seems like a lot of people are trying to tie themselves to C-Mac some kind of way, either react to him,
right.
do a video about him, talk about him, because for whatever reason, and I don't know the reason, I'm still confused on this, but he's a sensation, and I don't know why.
He killing out. You know why?
No, I don't know why.
You don't know why.
I don't understand why he's a sensation. There's so many other Crips and Bloods out here that should be sensations.
All right, listen, this is why I'm saying why he's a sensation.
And he's beating them all.
And listen, we ain't even seeing eye to eye right now, but I still give him his credit. He make diss videos about me, and I'll never diss him. I'll give him his credit. He's the most famous Crip in the world.
Okay, so how did you eventually end up being either on his team or him on your team to where you're managing this dude?
Okay, so he did a deal with CME. CME is Cutthroat Music Entertainment or Cutthroat Music Empire, or CME Global. He did a deal with them. I didn't know Crip Mac, and I heard he was supposed to be fighting Blueface. So that's when I inserted myself. He's from neighborhood, I'm from neighborhood. So yeah, get him on the phone. I'm gonna train him for this fight. He never boxed before. He's a heavyweight. I took myself from never boxing before to the top of the boxing world. I could take him the same thing. These other trainers can't do it. They ain't fought heavyweight. They ain't trained no heavyweight. They be just popping it. They don't be successful boxers. I'm the one for him, man. We from the same neighborhood. I'm gonna show him from the ground up. Where he at? Get him here. So, we tracked him down and, we linked up. So CME had signed him for whatever they signed him for. I'm not on that contract. But it was like, listen, man, you out there with him there in New York. Hey, man, you can be the manager. Take him around, do what you do, train him, what to do. And that was our relationship. We developed our own relationship. And then he went to jail. Now, since he's been out of jail, he's been saying certain things about his contract with CME. And, he look at me like I am CME, so it's F me too, But he still got to honor that contract, you know what I'm saying? He signed a 5-year deal. And it's just like if, I sign with you, you're going to expect me to do my part. You do your part, do your part. So he don't talk to me because he feel like I'm in cahoots with them. And, when in reality, he was already with them before he met me.
You are rocking the CME gold medallion.
Yeah. I'm loyal to the soil, man. They gave me my first 100,000. You know what I'm saying? Before I made that 250,000 in Germany, they gave me the money. I gave them that money back with some. So, I'm forever indebted with them.
So what kind of agreement did Crip Mac sign with CME?
We signed like an entertainment deal for music, combat sports, all entertainment stuff, social media. The type of 360 deals they do. It covers everything. Well, basically, we're going to blow you up, but since you got so much attention, then we're going to need a little bit of everything around it.
So I'm sure some people told him, hey, man, that was probably not a good contract you signed because you're already blowing up by yourself, right? and these people already, I'm sure, what is it, 15%, 20%, or 30% maybe? I don't know.
whatever it was, he got a lot of money out of it, and he got upfront money, and he got all the money that was made and some. So he got a sweet deal, and he was dealing with people who got enough money to fund whatever he needed. So let's just say, you know, you make 50,000, right? Okay, and the company gets 20,000, you get 30. He get the whole 50, and you get another 50. So they get nothing. That's the type of relationship, that's the type of good people these were. He said, not only I want my 30, I'm gonna spend your 20, and I need another 50. Take it. And they said, man, fuck that contract. So that's what's going on. It's not like out of the 50, they kept 40, gave him 10, and he's saying, F y'all, I need the other 40. He took the whole 50, took another 50, and said, fuck them.
Okay, well,
but they're the bad guys.
Well, since he signed this agreement, does that mean anything? Let's say Crip Mac makes $100,000 on a boxing fight next week. Part of that money goes to CME, or should go to CME.
It should.
So is CME going to aggressively pursue any financial?
Yes, they're going about the legit way though. Like I say, they sat back, been letting him get his money, and he just been disregarding, his end of the contract. So now the legal part comes in. You start serving papers, start sending out paperwork, cease and desist, serving stuff, notice of breach, it's in default, stuff like that. You got to go through the process. So we'll see how it go.
Now, do you know what was the incident, or what was the situation where let me back up a little bit. He signs this agreement and then he goes to prison. How many months was he signed to CME before he ended up going to prison?
I think 2 or 3 months.
So it was a pretty fresh agreement.
Yeah.
So that means you guys are waiting for him to get out of prison, and part of the 5 years that he signed for is at least as part of this prison time where he's doing nothing.
Yeah.
Okay, so he gets out. You're expecting for him to come back to CME when he gets out.
Yeah.
Does he come back to CME, or did he already turn his back before he got out?
He turned his back before he got out.
Okay, so he never came back to CME.
No.
Okay.
I had to actually tell him that I'm not on your contract. We can still do business to see if we can, get our relationship better, because he's in jail talking bad about me. Mr. Lovejoy is a scammer, and da-da-da, but I'm not taking none of that stuff serious. I know I'm not. I'm like, what is he doing? Why is he doing this? You know what I'm saying? Is he crying out for help? Why is he talking so bad about when I'm actually the one in jail sending him money, sending his mother money? I got receipts for everything. You know what I'm saying? I actually gave him money out of my own pocket, thousands out of my own pocket. That's had nothing to do with all his advances he took and all. Had nothing to do with that. It's my own money. You know what I'm saying? And he still telling everyone I'm the bad guy.
Now, did that bad guy's narrative start because you took over his YouTube channel?
I never took over his YouTube channel. He signed all that stuff over to CME. Now, I had access to that channel at some point. I don't have access to it no more. But while he was in jail, I had access to it. And I would use it every now and then to put me on there, talk some shit, to call. When C-Mac called me on live from the jail, I'll keep his name relevant, put him on live and say, Crip Mac going live. I got about 2 videos on that channel. I wasn't just using for me. You know what I'm saying? It don't go to me. It's not even in my name. I got access to it no more.
So what do you think started his dissatisfaction with CME and you while he was in prison?
People in his ear. He got the wrong people in his ear.
Well, Lupe, she sat right here at the table with Spider Loke, and Spider had asked her about management, and because Spider had expressed an interest, like I could work with C-Mac,
right.
But Lupe was like, no, he's already signed with CME. And at that time, I don't know what month this was.
When he was in jail?
This was when he was in jail.
Okay.
So Lupe had already said, no, he signed with CME, and I think she even said during that episode, it's a 5-year deal.
With quite a few people from a manager position, you in a sense will get that type of reputation. The homie ODM Slim definitely has filled that position. There's another cat named 600. Does he have official management at this point, or is that an open scenario, or is he riding with one of those individuals right now? I know he cool with ODM or whatever, but is that his official manager, or does he not have official management?
I don't even he's signed to a record label and they have management team.
Okay, which label is that?
CME.
Oh, CME.
So I don't He just tells me, can you do this? Can you help me with that? And I just help him.
So you're doing managerial work, not even being officially a manager.
I don't need that title.
Right.
You know, see each other.
I'm not trying to strike up no controversy, no bullshit, but just from being generally aware, it seemed like there was some ups and downs that didn't quite go right business-wise with the 600 character. That's the only reason I'm familiar with his name, is because it went to the headlines fucking with Mac, and it seemed like it was bad business. Was it really bad business or misunderstandings?
It's a misunderstanding because 600 doesn't really own the label. He's just like A&R. So he's just basically like how I was doing, like just the driver and taking you here and there, taking you to your appointments if you need a ride and stuff like that. You know, I believe when he comes out, it's probably gonna it can be fixed.
I'll manage him. Just don't sign him away. And he coming out sometime next year.
Yeah.
I'll manage him. If you keep him on ice and he don't sign to nobody, I'll sign to my management company. We're going to take him to the top.
But he's already signed to a company.
To what you said, CME?
CME.
Oh, okay.
You know, so he can't go do nothing right now until
What's the term? Do you have a length of time on the terms?
5 years.
Oh, wow, they got him.
So it seemed at that point when Lupe was on Facts Over Feelings with Spider Loke that everything was good.
Well, Lupe, she's just doing what she got to do for her. She might have said one or two things about me. I ignore that type of stuff because I know her and I had no problems with her. I don't really get into looking for someone to say something bad to me to go all bad on them. But I heard she said a few things about me, but I don't be tripping on her. I know she cool with C-Mac, and I'm really been cool with everyone who's with C-Mac. Now, when I say people in his ear, like I said, I just think that Lupe is playing her position. But Crip Mac has actually told me that China Mac don't want him doing business with me. You know, he's told me this multiple times recently. You know, I've brought business to the table. So I just stepped back. I said, all right, I'm gonna step back then, bro.
So now you're seeing how China Mac has been spending a lot of time with C-Mac, and it seems like they have a positive working relationship.
Yep.
And CME's watching this.
Yep.
And is C-Mac aware of this agreement that Crip Mac has already previously signed? Because technically, anything, correct me if I'm wrong, but anything that C-Mac does with China Mac, is a portion of that is owed to CME.
Absolutely.
And does China Mac know that?
I'm sure he does.
Okay.
But it's like this, you know, and I've talked to lawyers about it. When it comes down to it, the money's gonna be already spent. But we could just do our part now and see what's going on. And like I say, I'm in support with them. You know, I'll file what they need me to file and do what I gotta do. But it ain't really nothing personal. Like I talked to Adam, I actually instead of us paying the service fee to the city server, I said, give me $100. I'm about to see Adam tomorrow. I'll serve him. You know what I'm saying? So I served him the cease and desist letter when he didn't respond through email and regular party mail.
I saw that video, but I thought that was just a prank. I thought that was a joke.
No. I said, listen, I'm about to serve him while we're here. I need you to record it. I got it now. This man was on the phone. I have the paperwork from out. You got my emails? You ever got my emails? No. I gotta give you this. Just read it. I just want to say I gave it to you. All that other shit is whatever, man. You know what I'm saying? But listen, you my guy regardless, man. All that other shit. I'll see you in a minute.
I will never financially recover from this.
It was going to be on camera or off camera, no matter. I might as well get some views from it. You know, let people know it's serious.
So why was Adam served? Because he doesn't have any agreement with C-Mac. Oh, no, he does. He's on one of the shows now.
Yeah, they got a show.
Okay.
Everyone. China Mac got it too. They all get it. I just ain't seen him yet. You know what I'm saying? I ain't been trying to look for him. I ain't been tripping. You know what I'm saying? But they probably looking for him. They probably going to serve him his paperwork soon. I don't know. I know that I said I'll do to Adam because I was going on his show anyway.
But if Adam has C-Mac on a show, Adam is not violating anything. It's C-Mac is now supposed to forward some of the proceeds to his management team. So Adam is from what I understand, Adam would not be doing anything wrong, right?
He's doing wrong. Just like when I went to London and I got a contract with Don King. Don King sent the cease and desist letter to Matchroom Boxing while I was in London. Said Chris is under contract. He cannot do this fight without my permission. Same thing with Crip Mac. Okay. He's under exclusive contract with CME. He cannot do anything entertainment-wise with you on this show without my permission. That was the whole purpose of that.
Okay, so So that's explicitly stated in the agreement that any deals that you do have to be signed off by CME.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, so this is what's the show that C-Mac has on No Jumper?
I forgot. I don't know. Like I say, it ain't even nothing personal because I don't even know. I'm just serving the papers. You know, whatever they do in court, they do in court. I know Adam personally. I got his number. I text him. You know what I'm saying? We talk. You know, it ain't really got nothing to do with me. It's just like if there was a server and the server happened to be his neighbor or someone to a school, it ain't nothing personal with him. That's the business coming to CME. My name is not on CME, but it's just the nature of the business. So they're gonna deal with how to deal with it.
So how did you get linked up with CME? Because what you're saying is CME and Crip Mac had an agreement before you was even part of the picture. So how did you come in there?
I got a loan from him in 2021 when I had a big fight. I showed him the contract. I got $250,000 cash coming US. I need an advance of 100, and I'll give you back 120. And they gave me the money. And like I say, I'm doing my boxing thing. I don't even know what they got going on with Crip Mac. I don't even know Crip Mac at this time. I know of him, but I never met him. And when I found out it was that, I said, oh, yeah, I'll do it. That's perfect for me. That give me something to do. So, shit, that's how it happened. And listen, me and Crip Mac got a good relationship. You know, when he with me, you know, I got a legit firearm, you know, security, you know what I'm saying? I'm the driver. We do it all, you know what I'm saying? It's a good look, you know what I'm saying? I know a lot of people. You know, and we, like I said, work out together, we do a whole bunch of shit. But like I said, he got so many people in his ear, they jealous of our relationship, you know what I'm saying? We do numbers, you know, numbers, you know, we together, so they don't like that. So they're like, man, we could do that, man. We had Crip Mac before him, man. Fuck 600, man. He taking over everything. It's a tiny low takeover. Nigga, we took over everything. That's what we gonna do.
Tiny Loc, is that a reference to the 6 O's?
It's just a generation, Tiny Locs.
Okay. Now, before you came in and CME came in, wasn't ODM Slim managing Crip Mac?
Yeah. He the one that gave me all the information, all the logins, the YouTube, the Twitter, you know, the Instagram, transferred everything, you know.
And you guys still have that?
CME do, yeah.
CME does, okay.
Yeah.
And there's no way that goes back to him. But he could just create a new account, right?
Yeah, he created account. He created new Instagrams. I think he got a new YouTube page. Just doing good, you know. He's doing cool. But the stuff even that stuff, he signed over the rights to that too.
So in the agreement,
technically, they owe that too.
Yeah, because I'm sure in the agreement it's stipulated that you just can't go create another account and profit off of it.
It's in very detail about everything, all that stuff. So, you know, we just curious to see how it's gonna play out. Like I said, I'm not really tripping personally because I got my own thing going, but I'm just, you know, I'm just here to watch the show, man.
So, what's the chances of Crip Mac, CME, and you guys being a team again? Because at some point, if you sign the agreement, you got to realize, damn, I got to honor this.
Well,
unless it's a bad agreement, which you know, some of these 360 deals are pretty bad agreements. Let's keep it real, right?
I mean, it could be a bad agreement to people who don't know the business. I think it's a good agreement just based on the resources he has. You know, like when you can make a certain amount of money and get your money, you can get the money you didn't make and get advanced for unlimited amounts of money you want. It's no better deal than that. No one gets that unless you like sign to $1 billion people who don't even care about this project. You assign your daughter to that type of deal. You know, just do it right. But you know, he got the wrong people in his ear. They saying, "Oh man, they're making millions off of you." Like, bro, we ain't made not $1 off him. We're in the hole fucking with C-Mac. We gave him all the money he made in 2 million advances, and he said, "Fuck the company."
Yeah, but I'm sure a lot of people are telling him, you can be successful without the additional support because you're so viral right now. All you do is show up and people want to tap in.
Yeah.
So what do you need these people for?
Well, I mean, you know, I play both sides. I can play both sides because I've signed a bad deal before. So I was always in his best interest, you know. And theoretically, yes. But you got to say no too, because if it was that good, you wouldn't be needing the money. You know, you wouldn't need the money like that. You know, if you was that good, you would have a lot of money. You know, some people just need that backing. Some people need management. Some people need that type. And I'm not saying he's a dummy, but I mean, the facts are the facts. You know, so he ran through a lot of money. And, you know, whoever he's with now, you know, I don't know him to have large sums of money. You know, he was with me. He rocked around with $10,000 cash. You know, I ain't seen him with that kind of money. I seen him on on the internet talking about send him $5. You know, his verses prices go to $100. I don't even rap. I wouldn't do no verse for $100. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I don't know what's going on. Like I said, he was us, you know, he had everything he needed and some. So like I said, I don't know what they got going on.
So did you guys also serve other people in his circle or just Adam?
It was originally supposed to be China Mac, Adam, and ODM.
Why ODM? Because it seemed like he already was not under ODM anymore.
I think they was doing some top business. This is what I heard. You know, this is what I heard from shit. Me, they were sending cease and desist letters out to those 3 individuals. And whoever else, I don't know. Those are the ones they named. Those names I remember. And when I got time to serve Adam, I want to do that myself. Because I know him. This is a joke. This is like saying if I know you, oh, I'm about to go see Alex right now. It's gonna be fun. There's some content. Hey man, these people got once you have this paperwork. I ain't got to do with it though. But yeah, that's what.
I saw that video and really thought it was just a skit.
I mean, it looked like a skit. Because I told the guy, I said, hey, record this right quick, man. Adam right here. Oh, yeah, I got to serve him this paperwork. I need this on film because he's not going to want it on film when see what's going on. You know, so he probably looked like, man, you posted this shit. So, you know, but I ain't tripping. It is what it is, you know. So
you were up at No Jumper.
Yeah.
On some other stuff, not there to serve Adam.
Yeah.
And
shout out my boy G-Face, you know, from White Fence. He did an exclusive interview. He brought me on there, and he brought my boy G on there. From well, he called it Bompton, but the city of Compton. And yeah, shout out them dudes, you know what I'm saying, my brothers. And you know, we all did an interview with Brick Baby and Adam the day before, you know, S-Bone lost his life.
Okay. So I guess Adam's not taking it personal that you served him the cease and desist.
He can't take it personal. It's either a guy gonna pop up out of an unmarked car and run up on us, are you Adam, and him, or you want me do it? Because I'm gonna hit you anyway. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
He's gonna get served.
So you guys were up there doing an interview with G-Face the day before S-Bone did his interview. So were you up?
S-Bone did his interview a day or two before.
I think S-Bone did his on a Monday.
Yeah, we were there Wednesday. Okay. And did he die Thursday?
He died on the 16th. I think the Wednesday was the 16th, if I remember correctly.
Okay, well, yeah, he died the day we was there because we found out the next morning he was dead. Yeah, because I did an interview with the Hood Postman right after No Jumper.
Yeah, the 16th was Wednesday, and his body was found at around 7:30 p.m. that Wednesday.
Okay, so I was at No Jumper early morning until about like 2. Then I had the Hood Postman interview at about 3:30, 4 o'clock because I didn't know how long we was going to be there. And I guess he was already had passed. But I didn't find out he passed till the next morning.
Yeah, it was reported Thursday morning that his body was found at 7:30 p.m. Wednesday night.
So that's when we found out the next day, which was, we was like, damn, we just did an interview.
So you guys were up there on Wednesday. He was up there on Monday. Were you guys concerned about crossing each other's paths?
No.
At the same time?
I actually thought he was going to be there because when you do these podcasts, these interviews, you know, the people who throwing it don't want you to tell them when you're there, no lies, blah, blah, blah. So right before we got there, S-Bone posted like he's at No Jumper. Now, I don't know if he's there. I don't know if it's old or not. I said, oh, damn, he up there too? I wonder how this going to go. We cross the other paths, you know? So, okay, we go up there, but I found out that he was already there a few days before.
So he was up there 2 days before, but he had just posted the picture.
That morning I was going.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you really thought he was going to be up there and you was ready for it.
What is the thing, man? And, you know, let me just clear the air right now.
Because both of you guys got the blammer on you.
Yeah. Well, there's no weapons inside the building. You know, you get metal detector, no weapons, that's specific.
Okay.
No. This is the thing, man. How this whole thing started, well, that's not how it started. While it was going, you know, it was a few things surrounding his name. I never, go look at all my old videos. I never called him a rat. See.
In other words, though.
No, I never called him a rat.
No, but I'm saying in other words.
Because, you know, everything I'm doing is strategic, and I'm going to play by the rules. I never called him a rat. But it was stuff on his name, and the reason why the topic came up, because he took a picture with a well-known rat and a sex offender. And he said, I'm going to inherit all these beefs. I know what I'm getting myself into. Okay, so you want to go in there. I told everybody, anybody messing with Cowboy, including my homies included, I'm on you. Y'all know the rules. You can't mess with no rats, no sex offenders. So if y'all harboring a rat, I'm on you. It's FU too, right? So he went in there and said, yeah, I'm with Cowboy and I know what I'm getting myself into. So I said, all right, S-Bone, we're going to talk about you too. You know what I'm saying? And, so I'm like, hey, man, you probably seen the video. I say, hey, man, what's up with S-Bone taking a picture, with this well-known rat? They like, man, that's interesting, man. Check out this work. Check out this paperwork.
You talking about the video you did with Ice from 40s?
Yeah, they're like, it's interesting. He didn't even call him a rat. He was like, just look at that. You tell me. So I said, all right. So S-Bone saw that video and started talking shit to me and Ice and everybody else, right? I still never called him a rat. I said, listen, so since he showed a gun and everything, I said, listen, you doing all that. You good in the 40s, right? Look at my video. I said, you good in the 40s? I'm coming by myself. Meet me in the 40s. Let's go over this paperwork. If it's nothing in there, I'll give you a fair one. You can do whatever. I'm coming by myself. If it's something in there, you know what's up. But let's just get to it so we ain't got to go back and forth on the internet. Let's just meet up and come by myself. I'm going to go live. He didn't show up. So I'm like, all right. And I check my videos. I'm not no bully. I said, listen, this ain't going nowhere. S-Bone, keep my name out your mouth. I go my way, you go my way. He didn't respond. I never to this day opened up the paperwork. It was over with.
You never opened up that envelope that Ice gave you?
Never looked at it.
Why
never
not?
read it.
Why not?
I wanted to do it in his presence. I don't want to be, and actually, you know what? I'm going to burn that shit up too if I still got it. I'm going to burn that shit up because there's no need for it. I don't want to do no clown shit like that because if ain't nobody seen it, I want to open up together. I really want to do that man to man. Like, bro, you really want to defend your name? I want to defend it too. If it's nothing there, let's do it together, bro. And that's what that was. So it was no bad blood between me and him. You know what I'm saying? It's really just some internet shit. And since he was getting out of hand with everybody, I said, listen, let's just meet up and let's just go through it, bro. You know what I'm saying? Before anything else goes out there. But like I say, he didn't respond. So, out of respect for just everything I'm doing, I left it alone.
And then at that same time, the appeal on that case that I'm assuming Ice gave you the paperwork was already on the internet.
Man, listen.
And people started to pull that up.
The reason why all this stuff came up, his name already been circulating. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It's already been out there what it was. You know what I'm saying? Now, I got a hold of S-Bone, meaning I got familiar with him a couple of years ago on the internet thing. So I asked about him. I'm like, who's this dude? I've never seen him before. They told me who it was. And they told me some stuff around his name. But since I never met him, ain't really in my business. I don't really care. I don't know him anyway. I'm going to stay away from him if that's true. And matter of fact, even if it ain't true, when you got stuff around your name, I just stay away anyway because I really go hard on that type of stuff. But when he got on there with the Cowboy thing, anybody with Cowboy got to get it. You know what I'm saying? Because he's a known rat and a known sex offender on Megan's Law. He took the stand. He broke all the rules. So he gets no pass with me.
Now, before you start going in on Cowboy, with S-Bone, I did his first interview. That had to be about 4 years ago. Let's say 2019. And it went well. We was on the dark side, and everyone could see that he had the strap in his front pocket. He had a windbreaker on, and you could see the gun hanging. And I started getting calls from dudes in the 40s, and they started telling me, I guess, everything that was in that envelope that Ice gave you. Mm-hmm. But the way I look at it is if the person that he told on is not the one providing the information, then I really don't want to hear about it. So, for example, in this example, it would be a guy named Benny Nero, Nero, because we don't know if Benny Nero wants this out there, because Benny Nero is serving time in the penitentiary. Benny Nero got to go to parole board. Benny Nero, who knows, wants to come home. And the last thing that Benny Nero or Tiny P Head wants, perhaps, is snitch allegations floating around a co-defendant for why he's in prison. So I usually leave that stuff alone because you don't know what the co-defendant's wants and desires are.
Right.
Because he's the one that's doing the time.
Right.
So I left the S-Bone stuff alone. And then I did a second interview with him, and I never posted it up until just recently.
Okay. You know, with that dude, you know, I don't know him, you know, so I never met him. I heard he'd been down 17, 18 years, whatever, right?
This was 2006 when this happened. So how many years ago was that?
I mean, I was in Oklahoma playing football. I don't know what that dude was into. I never met him. But like I said, I did my background check on him. You know, he might, I don't know if he converted to Islam or he like a rehabilitated type person, whatever he is, you know, I don't know that dude. So these dudes, internet people trying to switch stuff up and say, oh yeah, that dude sent me the paperwork. That dude ain't sent me nothing. You know, I don't know that dude. You know what I'm saying? So whatever he got going on in his life, you know, and I said a video to him, I said, no disrespect to you, but I don't know you. So, you know, whatever these people putting your name with me, I don't know you. You know what I'm saying? If you from my neighborhood, you know what I'm saying, I would like to meet you, but I don't, and at this point, I don't even care about meeting nobody who used to gang bang 20, 30 years ago. You know, that's an old part of my life now. So, yeah, that's that situation.
Yeah, so I'm sure that Mr. Nero is getting some visits to his cell in the penitentiary that he's in right now because of what happened to S-Bone. That's just what they do. That's probably protocol and procedure. We're gonna go in there and question this dude and see what his reaction is gonna be. And he's probably like, man, I got nothing to do with none of that stuff, you know?
I mean, for him, he should be cool, because shit, if that shit was 18 years ago, shit, ain't nobody come talking to him about no shit from 18 years ago. If he wanted something to happen to somebody, shit, motherfuckers get on that type of shit quick, you know? I don't know.
Hey, it's a trip that how some of these informants, whatever word you want to use, they get exposed so many years after the fact. So in this situation, it's 2006, and then S-Bone does an interview with me in 2019, and it's not until 2023 where everything comes out.
Well, see, what it is that, you know, like you say, you heard about it, and I'm sure a lot of other people heard about it, but he got into it with the wrong person. You know what I'm saying? He got with Cowboy and said he wants to inherit all Cowboy's beefs. So this is why these conversations started happening.
Yeah, but it would have came out. Let's say he never did the Cowboy interview.
It's already out on the streets.
Yeah.
Now, the internet and the public probably didn't know. But like I told you, you heard about it. I heard about it. A lot of people heard about it. You know what I'm saying? But me personally, I'm not going to even interact with it until I see the paperwork. Now, when he said, you know, he wanted to inherit all his beefs, oh, you with a rat? What's up with you? Because on street shit, you pushing, you know, them big 40 Crip, whoop, 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 right? But you with a known rat and a sex offender, something ain't right about this dude. Something ain't right. And I told everybody who do something with him, you know, we on your bumper. So this is when we start digging. And, you know, I said, I'm fair. I said, listen, man, like I just said, let's just go over together, man. You know what I'm saying? Just meet up with me. You know what I'm saying? And let's do it like that. But like I say, he didn't respond when I said keep my name out your mouth because it was getting too much, and I left it alone.
All right, so we get the bad news about S-Bone, something happening to him in Sacramento that still remains a little unclear.
Yeah. But
I'm sure, what was that like? You must have been getting so many online messages, internet comments, because I'm sure people are saying ever since you exposed him, and here it is, what, a couple weeks later, maybe 3 weeks later, boom, he's dead in Sacramento.
Okay, for one thing, I never exposed him. I never called him a rat. I never showed his paperwork. I never even opened up the envelope with paperwork.
Okay, you're right about that, but you also got to at least, there was a certain level of exposure that you put out there regarding S-Bone that was implied.
The only thing you can do is call someone a rat or show the paperwork, something like that. But I never called him a rat. I never showed the paperwork.
But it was definitely implied that he told on somebody back in the day, right?
Well, I don't know. This is the thing. That paperwork could be anything. You know, that paperwork could be, you know, anything. Ain't got to do with that. But let's just go, because he took it to the next level. Mind you, all my man said was, check it out, it's interesting. And I said, okay, we're going to dissect it. He went on there, I'm a buster, I'm not even like that, I'm a little homie, and call him, the other guy, a sex homosexual, and, you know, and all type of stuff. And showing a gun on there, cocking a big ass AR-15, you know what I'm saying? He did all this shit on live. For me, for just saying that his name might have been in something, it was a possibility that he never told, because I'm hearing he telling people he never told. I'm hearing he read out some paperwork. So listen, let's just clear this shit up since there's so much tension around this shit. I gave him the opportunity to clear this shit up, bro. I'm coming to you. I'm not telling you meet me in a dark alley in my hood. No, I'm coming to your hood so you feel comfortable with your homies. And, you know, it's tension between my area and that area.
Yeah.
So I'm risking my life to him to clear his name.
So, but to clear up snitch allegations.
I never caught the man a snitch.
But what's there to clear up? I'm just saying it's implied.
No, as far as the streets go, other people got his name circulating this shit.
Yeah.
So when he attached himself to a rat, I want to see what's up with him. By you attaching yourself to Cowboy like this and saying it's cool. Now, if I never met Cowboy and you told me Cowboy was a rat and you showed me the paperwork and you show he's on Megan's Law, I'm going to stay away from this dude. I'm not going to go take no picture and be proud of I got a daughter. You know, I'm not going to be proud to take a picture with somebody who has a lewd act on a 14-year-old, you know, who's a high risk on Megan's Law. You know, fuck the street shit, fuck the street code with the telling. I'm not fucking with no sex offender who's a high risk on Megan's Law. I'm just not doing it as a man.
I looked up Cowboy's sex offense, and it was not, from what I saw, it was not a 14-year-old. It was just.
You must have looked up 1992. You got to look up 1998.
Correct.
Lewd act on someone under the age of 14.
I didn't see that on the Megan's Law.
Yeah, you got to look it up. You got to go to People Finder and look up all that stuff. All that stuff comes up. Or do a PSI background.
Well, when you go to Megan's Law, it should list everything. They do have the 1992, which is not a 14-year-old. It's just a sexual assault on a woman during a robbery.
No. You want to pull up right now? Because we need to clear this up right now, too. Because he's telling people it's from a robbery and a scratch of the breast. No. I did a whole video on it and dissected the actual code, the penalty that he's charged with.
Well, you got a video on this.
I have an actual video on my page.
Okay. Shout out your page so people can look that up.
At Six Hunnet, the number 6, HUNNET.
Okay.
6 Hunnet.
Because I'm not here to dissect.
Yeah, go to 6 Hunnet, expose this Cowboy. You know, he's foul.
Now, but why doesn't that appear on the Megan's Law database?
Well, what I'm showing you is on Megan's Law.
Okay.
I got that from Megan's Law.
All right. Well, anyone that's interested in this, they could just go to Megan's Law. California has a website called Megan's Law, and then you could type in his name, Herman Douglas. When I did it, it shows the 1992 case. But what 6 Hunnet is saying, there's another case on there. So I'm not an expert on Megan's Law, but you guys could check that out if you are interested.
We're going to just go to it right now so everybody can see it, you know. Look at my video so people won't be thinking, you know, somebody lying on somebody's name. Because this is documents. This is all public record. You know, I ain't got to lie on nobody's name.
But this whole thing about Cowboy just came up because he testified in the Eric Holder case.
Okay, so let's get to that. Okay. So.
And I was there, by the way. I was there for every single day of trial. I was there for opening statements. I was there for the sentencing. And I saw the whole thing. And go ahead. What were you going to say?
Okay. So, before we get to that, type in 6 Hunnet drops work on Cowgirl. You know, I said he lied. He's a predator because he lied and said it was in a robbery. Okay. So when you go on Megan's Law, it's going to tell you, type it in and watch the video, man. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so the code is 243.4 parentheses A. Okay, so let's Google this. This is what his conviction was in 1992. 243.4 parentheses A.
Yeah, 243.4A. I don't think that's lewd and lascivious acts with a 14-year-old.
That's not the 14-year-old.
Okay.
But it's not definitely not a robbery.
Well, this is what we'll do. I'll put a link in the show notes to your YouTube channel, and they can just go find it and look it up. Yeah, 243.4 sexual battery. Yeah, sexual battery. That's from the 1992 case.
Okay. So when you click on it and they tell you,
and Cowboy spoke about that. He's explained that during a robbery, he touched the woman's breast in the process of snatching her chain off the neck. And her hands touched her breast. That's what he got a sexual. And there are weird ways to get sexual cases. You know, if you urinate in public,
okay. That might be A, that might be B, C, or D.
Yeah, but if you take a piss on a tree in public, you can get.
Let's read it out.
You can be put in Megan's Law on some weird stuff.
Well, he wasn't put on Megan's Law for weird stuff. So, California Penal Code 243.4 parentheses A, sexual battery. Okay, it's only one paragraph. Let's read it. California law prohibiting sexual battery applies whenever anyone touches an intimate part of another person's body while one of the persons involved is restrained. Okay. The touching has to be against the will of the person touched and has to occur for sexual arousal, sexual gratification, or sexual abuse. Okay. So this doesn't say it could have possibly happened in an assault, in a robbery. This is for sexual arousal, sexual gratification, or sexual abuse.
Yeah. Well, I've never read the specifics of it.
Yeah, it's California Penal Code.
But there's 4 main points that you just put there: sexual arousal, against will, restrained, and touching. So the touching could easily happen. Restrained is very vague. If you're doing a robbery, if someone comes up here and robs us and we can't leave, we're restrained. So restrained is vague. Against their will, anything that happens against us during a robbery is against our will. But the 4th point, the last point you brought up, for sexual arousal.
For sexual arousal.
Hey, you know how these police can be and these DAs can be in these charges. You know, they could throw that in there. He's taking a deal and he's signing off on it. I give him the benefit of the doubt for the 1992 case. Here's how we solve this. Just pull up that case. Pull up that case, and it'll
1998.
This is the 92 case.
Yeah.
You just pull up that case for those who really want to find out what happened, and it'll be more detailed of what happened during that robbery.
And if it was only for a robbery, if you go to Megan's Law and put his name, Herman Douglas, in there, it's high risk. So you're not going to get a high risk on Megan's Law for a robbery for something like that. You get a high risk for something you did for sexual gratification.
All right, so I wanted to get back to how the whole internet and the public started to look at you now after August 16th. Well, we learned about S-Bone's death on August 17th. You must have been getting a boatload of responses and comments.
Yeah, well, I'm getting, lie snitching and dry snitching type stuff. I had the police, come to my door. I had police sitting outside my house, my baby mama house. Who knows what it's for. It's all type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? The man was, lost his life somewhere far. And, I stopped mentioning his name and never called him a rat, and I guess the police, the investigators, detective, whatever they do is they do their job. They look at social media and see who probably the main suspect is, you know what I'm saying? And they must have looked up and said, well, he was doing the interview at this time and he was over here at this time. And I'm sure they got real informants and know who do what and who did what, you know what I'm saying? And I heard he was found somewhere in a Tesla and there's cameras around that motherfucker. So, I haven't heard nothing from law enforcement since then. And, they're going to do their job and, let that man rest and, declare my name again, which I did a personal video to him and even when he's loved ones, I never called the man a rat. You know what I'm saying? I asked people to let the man rest and let the people do their job.
So the police came to your home.
Yes.
They knocked on the door.
Yes.
And did they come in or you spoke to them on the porch?
I got a screen door over there, so I kept them out there. I kept it real brief. I don't want to cooperate. I don't have nothing going on. I was here, and I don't know why y'all here.
Was it police from Sacramento or local police?
I don't want to say who it was, but they know who they are. I really want to talk about it because I think they got an open case going on, and I'm going to just let them do their job,
Were you a little nervous about the visit?
I wasn't nervous. I was nervous that motherfuckers had found out where I was at because that spot wasn't even in my name.
Hey,
you know what I'm saying?
I'm going to tell you this.
I just went live. Probably 30 minutes. But I got cameras. I got Ring cameras. So they probably knew where I was at already because I do live a lot from the house, that spot over there. And 20 minutes, there was a door.
Hey, law enforcement has access to so many resources, to so many databases. They could just call Washington, D.C. if they have a tricky situation where they can't figure out where someone lives. Because everything we do, whether we pay a bill, we pay a gas bill, we pay a utility bill, we got a cell phone, and we could think that, okay, we got our cell phone in this address, but we got this bill in that address. I remember I shot a video of the LAPD killing this dude named Maurice Cox on Slauson and Crenshaw back in 2008, killed an unarmed man, and I shot a video of it and I posted it. And immediately the police wanted a copy of the tape. And I was like, I'm not sure I want to give that up.
Right.
So I hit up my attorney. At the time, I called up Carl Douglas. I said, Carl Douglas, should I give them this video or not? And he said, well, if you don't want them coming to your house, taking all your videos, because that's what they'll do. When they come to your house, they're not going to just take one video. They're going to come take all the videos. So eventually I agreed to give them the video.
Yeah.
But we were negotiating a meetup place.
Okay.
And then before I knew it, they popped up at one of my addresses that I thought was off the grid.
That's what I'm just telling you,
I
bro.
thought this address was off the grid.
Yeah.
And my wife tells me the police are at the front door. It's 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm asleep. So I think the way they got me at this address that I thought was off the grid is one day I decided to challenge the property taxes that I was paying on this property. I felt it was too high. So I submitted an appeal to the property taxes, and then boom, that put it on the grid. That put my name connected to the, and then when the cops came to my house that morning, or that house that morning, they said, you're a hard guy to find. And I was like, well, help me understand. How did you know I was here? And the detective said, I'm a detective. That's my job. Right. But I let them dudes in, and they wanted to interview me about what I saw when this guy was shot and killed by the LAPD. But you decided to have a conversation with them between the screen, and that was that.
Yeah.
How many minutes did it last?
Shit, 1 minute.
1 minute.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's it. And like I say, I knew I didn't have nothing to do with it, and I'm pretty sure they didn't know. They knew I didn't have nothing to do with that.
Yeah, because they could prove if you left LA.
Yeah, right. So, but maybe they thought that, well, let's just take a chance. Maybe he wants to tell us something that we don't know. So that's why I say I'm not really mad at you. Y'all do your job, but I'm sure y'all know where I stay at. Y'all know where I was at the day he died. Y'all know what's going on. Y'all probably checking his phone records, but y'all probably just coming to see. Maybe I know some information they don't know. So that's why. And like I said this day, I don't never say F the police. I don't never say none of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? If someone breaks into my house or my car, I got to call the police. You know what I'm saying? I salute the police when I see them. It's not my enemy.
Okay, so some people are gonna feel a certain kind of way that you just said you salute the police. I think on a video you also said I support the police. Yeah. Explain that to some of the street cats, because some street cats will never publicly say that.
Well, this is the thing, man. A lot of people raised, to hate the police. I'm a professional athlete, Yeah, I'm from where I'm from. I did our stuff, but I'm not an active gang banger no more. You know what I'm saying? I'm a law-abiding citizen. You know what I'm saying? I've been cold turkey for 7 years. I don't participate in no illegal activities. You know what I'm saying? And another thing too, that day that me and Brick Baby was on the on Crenshaw and Slauson, we went live. His house got raided the next day, and somebody said he might have had a firearm on him. While we was there, I guess a rat harborer, someone who loves rats, was talking to Cowboy. And Cowboy went up there on live and was asking questions about me and Brick Baby. The first thing this rat lover said was, 600 was up here with the extras, hopped out with his burner. They all had their guns, saying shit like that right on live. He's talking to a rat while the rat on live. So the police probably, which they already know who's licensed, who's not. The state of California is public record. You can just Google it. Well, they say, well, okay, if 600 had one and he has legit firearm, we're going to waste our time with a raid on that. What kind of gun was it? Was it a big gun or small? Well, he's licensed to carry a 40 and a 9mm. So if it's something like that, it probably ain't worth it. Now, I don't know if Big Baby is licensed to carry in California. So they probably ran his name too. And that's probably how he got it. So they start putting narratives talking about, I'm the police, I take pictures with the police, I got Brick Baby in jail. Motherfucker, I take pictures with the police with or without none of this shit. I'm a professional athlete. There's numerous people take pictures with police. It ain't no problem.
So who's accusing you of being responsible for Brick Baby being raided?
Oh, just the bloggers.
Okay.
Brick Baby never said that. That's my guy. Okay. I don't even know where he live at, just the bloggers. You know what I'm saying?
All right. So you don't see no issue with saying, hey, I support LAPD or LA County Sheriffs and all of that.
Man, I support all law enforcement. I've been doing it. I done post 10, 20 pictures since this cowboy dude said I was a police. I start posting all my pictures with police from different states I'll be in. When I see police, I just saw the police, the sheriffs at the Rams Raider game. I said, man, can I get a picture with y'all? Post that. You know what I'm saying? But I don't have no contract with no LAPD. You know, I'm not no rat. I'm not nobody paperwork. I ain't broke the street code, nigga. But shit, I'm a professional athlete. When I see police, nigga, thank you for your service. It's all on my YouTube and all that, nigga. I'm comfortable with police. They're not my enemy.
I took a picture with Mr. Luna, who is currently the sheriff of the LA Sheriff Department.
Yeah.
Because I went to an event supporting Luna because I wanted Alex Villanueva out of there. I just didn't like this guy. So I don't really know much about Mr. Luna, but I just wanted this guy to lose. I took a picture with Mr. Luna, he wasn't the sheriff at the time, but now he's the sheriff. Yeah. But I wonder if I posted that photo of me and Sheriff Luna, what would people say?
Well,
since you've been through
a lot of street guys, you know, paint the narrative as the police are the enemy. You know, and that's fine because it's
some of the police are the enemy though. We got to keep it real.
It's good and bad cops and everything.
Yeah,
you know, it's good and bad people and everything. I ran across a couple, but I ran across more good cops than bad. You know, and you know, I'm not about to sit up and say fuck every person in law enforcement because I had one wrong encounter. You know, and I had a very, very bad encounter with a certain department. You know, and I'm not going to blame every law enforcement around the world for that. You know. And like I said, it could have been worse. I didn't get beat up. I didn't get shot, but I was harassed, you know what I'm saying, illegally for nothing. You know what I'm saying? Was arrested for nothing. You know, I'm in a whole nother county. And they took me to jail for a $5,000 ticket that I had in Beverly Hills in LA County. Just took the car, took me to jail, fucking with me for nothing. Like 10 police cars, put all kinds of shit like that. So I'm just like, man, why y'all fucking with her? He said, we ain't fucking with you. We're conducting an investigation. I'm like, these motherfuckers serious. Let me leave these motherfuckers alone for you shoot me and say, hey, you got a gun. So I just play cool, man. You know what I'm saying? So that was the one encounter. I have a few encounters here and there, but once they see my energy, they tone that shit down. They ain't tripping. They say, man, he ain't tripping. But if I have bad energy, wait, man, what you pulling me over for? I don't do all that shit, man. I'm trying to listen. Check this registration, bro. Check the car if you want to. Let me go about my business. I don't want a problem with you. Go pull somebody else over, man. Let me go about I got somewhere to go. You know what I'm saying?
So you and Brick Baby cool then?
Yeah, that's my boy. It's the homie.
Okay. Yeah, I saw that video. Was you guys at Hungry Harold's?
Yeah.
What's the food like there? I never ordered food from there. The place looks dirty though. It looks dirty.
You know what, man? Everybody got their own thing they get from there. I really only get chili cheese fries at lunch, and breakfast I get like a little breakfast plate, sausage, potatoes, wheat toast, and eggs.
What kind of grade does that place have from the LA County food grading chart?
I think if it'd be lower than a B, I would have noticed it.
Okay.
It got to be an A or a B, you know.
I give it a fail just for the way it looks.
Yeah, it look run down. The outside look run down, but it's cheap. It's affordable. It's not like it's the best food, but it's affordable. You can get a whole breakfast meal for like $8 or something like that. You know, this is pretty cool in this economy.
What's up with the Marathon store across the street? Are they gonna open that back up? It was fenced off for a long time.
It was fenced off for a while. I think they're building something. It's like a NIP foundation in there, but it's so closed off. And like I say, I don't really be looking over the fence and seeing what's going on. But I've seen that it's supposed to be like a foundation coming soon or something like that. You know, I don't really know.
So what's your whole take on Brick Baby now becoming the star over there at No Jumper?
Man, I salute him, man. You like I say, anybody come from where I come from, it's hard, you know what I'm saying? So if you got a legit job, making some legit money, and can get paid, you know, to talk about your history from the bullshit that we went through, I salute him. You know, get a legit check, you know, from a good network, consistent, I salute him, you know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of motherfuckers who getting checks and they ratting people out, you know what I'm saying?
I feel like Brick Baby's actually doing a better job than some of the previous guys I had on there. And those guys, no shade to them, they helped blow up No Jumper too. Yeah. But it just seemed like Brick Baby's on a whole nother level. Like just his delivery, the way he speaks, his positions, his opinions. And people are telling me this guy's always high, but I'm like, this guy does a great job on the mic.
I don't really watch that show like that. I be having my own thing going, but since that's the homie, I watch and see what he's talking about. It might pop up here and I watch it, but even the dudes before that, you know, I don't really watch it like that. That's just not what I'm into. But if it's something got to do with me or somebody I know, I'm going to tune into it.
That's kind of what brought me more to watching No Jumper is that when he had the ADs, when he had the T-Rails, when he has the Brick Baby, that kind of brings me in.
Yeah, see, certain people that's on there is going to bring their own fan base to it, you know, and usually they'll stay to it whether they leave or not. You know, it's just how I go. You know, that's just how I go. So, yeah, I mean, you know, it's probably actually good to switch it up every now and then, you know.
Yeah, I'm sure in 2024, 2025, he's going to discover some new stars and bring them on.
Right.
I just think that the channel definitely bounced back with Brick Baby. He saved that.
Bounced back like what? It was doing bad or something?
I think when the previous cast, because I think multiple people all left at the same time.
Yeah.
I think at least 3 or 4 people left. So from what even Adam said, that the show took a hit, the platform took a hit.
Oh.
But it looks like they're back on top.
Okay. Well, you got, he got Wack over there. So Wack know a lot of Wack 100. Shout out Wack 100, man. Been solid with me, and gave me some big life-changing checks, And I'm rocking with him. I salute Wack 100. So yeah, speaking on him, yeah, he up there. He got a show with Adam. So yeah, I mean, whenever you get them content creators, bring different people in and reach out. That's all you getting everyone else's fan base.
All right, so let's bring it back to this boxing before we wrap this up. And I just wanted you to talk a little bit about what do you think about content creators getting involved in amateur fighting, and what's the best way to do this so that there's some money to be made? Because some of these guys really think that there's a big bag. If, let's say, like if Nina Boy and Bosco, their fight, for example, that didn't bring in millions.
Right.
I don't know what kind of bags it is, but I had 1111 on here, and they brought the receipts, and it was like a couple $1,000s, here and there. Where's the future of that?
It's always big. I mean, boxing is probably the most popular sport in the world. Of course, you got like soccer and bigger sports, but most popular that everyone can kind of do a little bit is like boxing. You're not going to meet someone and say, let's have a one-on-one basketball game, or let's do a 2-on-2 football game. You're gonna say, let's do a boxing match. So everyone majority of people want to see a fight. So it's a lot of room for it, and a lot of boxers in the actual sport of boxing don't know how to promote themselves. This is why a lot of boxers are kind of mad, like, man, hold on, man, this dude getting $100,000 for a fight. He never boxed before. I've been boxing for such and such years and really went through the ringer, and I can't get a fight. So, it's a popularity contest, and it's social media world. It's the era we in. You got to promote yourself. And this is why I got so famous in boxing. This is why I made so much money in boxing without getting a scratch. A lot of boxers, envious of me. A lot of boxers don't get to go to 10 different countries and pick up, 6-figure checks without getting a scratch.
Yeah, but you're talking about on a professional level.
Just in general.
But these creators are amateurs.
Just in general.
So their money's going to be a little bit shorter than...
No, Jake Paul and Logan Paul is making more than boxers.
Is that right?
Yeah. Bosco made $100,000. It ain't too many boxers make $100,000. Bosco made Blueface is making 6-figure checks.
So let's say Spider Loke, which he already said he ain't jumping in no ring and doing no boxing. But let's just say a guy like Spider Loke, who's got a name recognition, talented rapper, everyone knows him. What kind of check can a Spider Loke pull if he was to go that route?
Well, he's more famous. When I say famous, I'm talking about, let's look at the whole world, a billion, trillion, how many people it is, right? How many people know Spider Loke, and how many people know Errol Spence? How many people know, this boxer who got all these gold medals, and how many people know Crip Mac? The network is like, well, shit, Crip Mac, we're looking at him, he got probably 1 billion streams. This boxer got all these gold medals, and he doesn't have 1,000 followers on Instagram. I think I could sell more tickets with the right promotion behind Crip Mac than this boxer who's highly skilled. So that's just where it's at. It's a lot of crossover fights. It's a lot of athletes getting checks. It's a lot of rappers and everyone getting checks in boxing because it's all about the money. It's not really about the skill.
Well, I got a sporting idea that would make a whole lot of money, but I don't think it would ever happen. If you take the worst NFL team of the year and you put them against the best college team of the year, every year you did that, that would make millions.
It'll probably make money, but it's still a professional level that they can't fuck. The colleges can't fuck with the pros.
That we got to break that. We got to break it to where we get the best college team, whoever was the powerhouse, and play like the Cincinnati Bengals, who were the last place team a few times.
Nah, they can't compete. It seems like that because of this strategy of this Bengals might not have had the right coaching and right scheme against the Patriots or the Cowboys or whoever, right? Those are all 5-star athletes. Those are all first-round draft picks. Those are all top-tier professional athletes play for the Bengals. Even if they was 0-16 for the last 10 years, undefeated 20-0 Georgia, Alabama can't fuck with them.
Well, I was looking at one of the Cincinnati Bengals teams from like 2 or 3 years ago. They had some of the youngest players.
Yeah.
They actually had second and third round players.
But their youngest players are older than the kids playing for Alabama.
But the year that I don't know if it was Alabama or Georgia, I looked at one of the college teams that was the best in the nation. They had above average ages. They weren't 18 and 19-year-old guys. They had 22-year-olds and 23-year-olds on that team.
Yeah.
That means you had a lot of redshirt freshmen.
I see what you're saying, though, but that's just for that school. This Bengal team or whatever team is a combination of all those schools.
Yeah, we know that the losing Bengals would most likely beat the best college team, but the point is, we gonna watch that.
Right.
We're gonna watch that and see how much of a spanking really is it.
Right.
You know, and then if we did that every year for 20 years, there is gonna be that 1 year where the college team puts it down. But so back to the boxing, you still haven't answered. Can a guy like Spider Loke, can a guy like Blueface, who's already boxing, let's say I jumped in the ring. What kind of money can we make?
You can make money. So the top of the sport, you got real boxing fans worldwide, you know, and that's why it's pay-per-view. That's why it's not like free on TV, you know, the Super Bowl is free. The top boxing matches will be pay-per-view. You got real boxing fans who love boxing. And you have to have a high level, you know, to get those fans. But then again, if somebody like Spyro and you had a good fan base, you can definitely reel in that kind of money. But is your fan base going to pay the pay-per-view like the boxing world is going to pay the pay-per-view?
Well, 1111 Network wanted to know if I would fight Vlad because they noticed that me and Vlad had a little back and forth online.
Oh, yeah, you can make some money.
And I said I would do it, but I doubt Vlad would ever want to fight, would want to jump in the ring. But I would definitely do it. Plus, you know, I would want to, if I'm going to fight somebody, I want to fight someone around my age range because I believe age does play a role.
Yes.
So I'm not fighting nobody under 40 years old. I'm not fighting a 25-year-old guy.
Right.
You know, I got to understand that your skills do diminish as you get older. But I'd be willing to do it, and a fight like that, you're saying could generate some money.
Yeah, because this is about, you know, his fan base and your fan base. It's not about the boxing fan base. You know, you're not going to get the boxing fans. But you're going to get his fan base and you're going to get your fan base, which might be bigger than this Olympic guy's fan base and, you know, this other guy's fan base.
Now, when we were talking off camera, and correct me if I'm wrong, did you say that Elon Musk, the richest man on earth, the guy that created the Teslas, that got no business to even worrying about somebody, said he's going to do a fight?
Yes. Him and Zuckerberg, you know, the Facebook CEO owner or whatever, you know. Like I say, it's entertaining. Everyone sees what's meant to be made. And it's like, it's a sport where it's one-on-one. It's a sport where, okay, y'all can beat you. Man on man. Let's get in there, you know. So it's like a sport like that. It's not like like I just told you, it's not like you're going to say, let's play a basketball game together or let's run track. Fighting is like usually like mano a mano, like who's the better person. So that's what the boxing is about, you know, gladiator type shit.
Now, I love that. The last good professional fight that I saw was Ryan Garcia and Tank Davis.
Okay, you thought that was a good fight?
It was a good fight.
Like competitive?
I thought it was somewhat competitive, but Tank is he's just too much of a tactician for Ryan. And see, Ryan had so many fans that thought this is the guy that's finally going to beat Tank Davis. So it was a lot of anticipation. And I just love the patience of Tank Davis and the way he dropped him. He dropped Garcia while he was throwing his most vicious punch because he ducked underneath it and came with a hook and just dropped him. So it was entertaining for sure.
Well, Tank is an excellent counter puncher, and that's what he's known for, his counter punches. So, you know, for someone like Ryan, it's perfect for Tank. You know, and a lot of people don't know, the shorter fighter has more of an advantage in boxing. Maybe not in street fighting, but in boxing, you have more advantage.
Well, I don't know if you tapped in with Hearns' fights from the 80s. I know you was young. He was a tall, skinny middleweight.
Yeah.
And he had a lot of success with shorter fighters. But I do agree with you that sometimes having that low center of gravity gives you better vision and better
you can see everything. You can get up under stuff.
Get up under,
and then you know, the tall guy can't really go for your body without exposing himself. You can go for the taller guy's body and his up top. Me as a tall guy, I'm exposing myself to get to your body.
I do believe that Marvin Hagler, the shorter fighter, was able to get with Tommy Hearns.
You know what I'm saying?
Somebody fact check me on that, because we're going back to like 1987. You know, I've been watching.
If you know how to use your height, you got advantage. If you know how to use you shorter, you can use that to advantage.
Yeah, but in the heavyweight division, the taller fighter usually wins.
Yes and no. If the taller fighter knows how to use his height, yes. But if the shorter fighter knows how to use his height to an advantage, then he's going to get it. It just depends. Styles make fights.
One of my favorite short heavyweights, outside of Tyson, of course, was a guy named David Tua. He was a Samoan dude, I believe. Never been knocked out.
Yeah, he's a beast.
But there was no way he was going to beat Lennox Lewis, because Lennox Lewis was just too big, too tall, too strong.
See, Lennox knows how to use his height.
Yeah.
You know? So that's what I'm saying. Tyson knows how to use his compact height against taller fighters. Lennox knows damn well, I'm not letting you get past this jab. I'm going to use this shit right.
Now, how tall is Lennox Lewis? Like 6'4", 6'3"?
He's like 6'5", I think.
Okay, David Tua was about 5'10", 5'11". It's almost impossible to be 5'10" to beat the guy that's 6'5". I've seen it a few times.
No.
There's exceptions.
It's not impossible.
But when you got a Lennox Lewis at his level,
yeah,
he's never going to let no 5'10" dude beat him.
That's what I'm saying. If you know how to use it, you're okay.
And my point is, if David Tua, with all his skills and his strength and power, was 6'1", if he was 6'2", he would have been beating everybody.
Yeah, it just depends on your style too. I say just go. It's so many different things into it, man. It's so many. You know what I'm saying, things that got to do with it.
All right. So when's your next professional fight?
I'm more than likely fighting October 9th.
Do you have an opponent?
Dubai. I got like three to pick from.
All right, so you're fighting in Dubai at the same time DeAndre Savage is fighting?
Yes.
Okay. Same day, same night?
Yeah, same day.
So you're fighting, and then the guy you're managing is fighting on the same card?
Yeah, because I got him on a card. That's how I work.
Okay.
You know, you usually want to sign with someone who's still active, and that way you can pull him in on your undercard. You know.
So did Floyd Mayweather become a manager while he was still, before he retired?
He became a boxing promoter when he was in jail, I believe.
But he was promoting himself mostly.
Yeah, he was doing promotions with all that stuff before that. But I think they really made it official when he went to jail.
Okay. So we're going to see you in October?
Yeah.
And since it's way in Dubai, we're probably not going to have a way to watch it.
12 hours ahead. You have a way to watch it. I'll post on my Instagram, stuff like that.
All right. Let the people know where they can find you once again, 600.
I'm mainly on YouTube now. I'm on Instagram every day, but I kind of just got off of Instagram. My Instagram handle is my full name, @Christopher Lovejoy, all one word. But I'm on YouTube every day. I'm trying to be consistent. My handle on there is @600, the number 6, HUNNET. That's my handle.
There you go, guys. And if you want to tap in with me, Alex Alonso, I'm on Twitter and Instagram @AlexAlonso101. If you want to watch a couple video clips of this episode, I will be posting a couple of them on the StreetTV YouTube platform. But of course, if you want to hear this entire episode, it'll be on your favorite podcast platform. And thanks for tapping in with another fire episode of Streets and Scholars.
Let's get it.